Simcha, Simcha, celebration of life.
Hello, welcome to Simcha, a celebration of life. I'm Nikki Wallman. Jewish tradition encompasses all of life, day and night, light and dark. Even in the most difficult of situations, such as the imminent and then actual loss of a loved one, the Torah is there to strengthen the Jewish people, to help and to guide one to grow beyond the loss. Whilst the untimely passing of his wife Barbara catapulted Dr. Winston Shaer into the deepest darkness of despair, it also marked the beginning of a deeper understanding of his Jewish roots.
They say that when Hashem, God, creates you, at the same time that He creates you, He creates your partner. And if you're lucky enough, what happens? You meet your partner and you're one. I mean, the Chinese have a wonderful expression. They say that when you're created, you're one wing, and your partner is the other wing. And the two wings come together, and you fly up to heaven together. In 1968, Barbara and I were married in this shul. We were married for 42 years, and we'd gone out for 7 years before that. And then we went on holiday to Phuket, and 3 weeks after we came back, Barbara was diagnosed with a very advanced lung cancer. I struggled for 30 months to see whether I could keep her alive. And despite everything, Barbara died.
According to Jewish tradition, each one of us are comprised of two parts, which is a body and a soul. And when a person passes away, the body is taken away from us. It's no longer with us, but we believe that the soul is eternal. And when the relatives of the deceased do what we call mitzvot, which are good deeds, in memory of the deceased, then they bring a tremendous elevation to the soul of the deceased.
Barbara really didn't believe in shul and in the kind of community involvement. Not that we weren't Jewish, and not that we didn't feel Jewish. We were Jewish, and we were very proud of it. But we just didn't get involved in the community. We didn't come to shul. The night when the rabbi came up, I said to him, why does a beautiful, sweet, kind person who never harmed anyone have to die? And his response to me was to hand me 2 books which I read, and I learned from the 2 books that if I wanted to take care of Barbara in the way that I'd looked after her during our lives, the thing to do was to come to shul and pray for her neshama, which is what I did.
Part of the process, an integral part of the process, is called Shiva. Shiva is the Hebrew word for 7, and that's the 7 days after the burial where the family members press pause on their lives and they come to the family home supporting each other, giving comfort to each other, expressing the feelings that are in their hearts.
So I came to shul in the morning and the evening for the last 3 years. And what it's done is it's given me structure in my life. It's given me back something which I had lost, because the community here surrounds you and loves you and supports you and helps you enormously.
After the death of his wife, Winston Shaer designed 24 stained glass windows to be placed in the Garden Synagogue in Cape Town. Titled Celebration of Judaism, these beautiful new windows display an extraordinary depth and intricate attention to detail.
So how did I come to do these windows? When I got to shul 3 years ago, there was only 1 window, and then suddenly there were 2 extra windows. And I don't want to go too critical and go into the details of it, but I thought that I could certainly do a lot better than that. I didn't even consider the fact that I knew nothing about Judaism. So I said, okay, I'll come to the meeting. Came to the meeting, persuaded Solly to let me do them, who thought that I'd said that doing stained glass windows is a hobby of mine. I never said that. Initially, what I was going to do was the 12 tribes. And I started with the 12 tribes, and then looking at the windows, I saw that the arrangement of the windows, 4 sets of 3 windows together, and that could be interpreted and put into basic themes in Judaism. And then there were 6 sets of 2 windows together, and into that I would put the festivals. And I did a lot of research for this, and it was a massive learning experience in relation to Judaism and iconography and the meanings and how to interpret things. And eventually it just kind of came together. So this is the window that represents Rosh Hashanah, and in the window is the shofar, which is the horn that's blown at Rosh Hashanah to wake people up and alert them and say, this is the new year, and this is the time that you've got to think about what you've been doing in the past year. And here is the crown of Hashem, or God, and the sparks that come out from it over here, which are the blue. And then the inside of the books sort of represents how you've behaved during the year. Green are the people who really behaved well, and they've done all the mitzvot, and they've behaved nicely, and they don't have a problem. The orange people are the people, orange, it's like a traffic light, you know. It says, not quite right, not go, but not stop yet. And the red leaves are the ones that really need to look to themselves and start thinking about what they've done. But always the cover is blue, because the blue represents your soul, which God has breathed into you, which is always perfect.
The entire congregation is very grateful to Winston Shaer for his vision and artistic talents and putting together these really magnificent and beautiful windows. You know, it's the oldest synagogue in South Africa. It's filled with history, with tradition, and we have tourists, both Jewish and non-Jewish, who come visit the synagogue from all over the world on a regular basis. But now the whole synagogue experience has been transformed, because now it's not just visiting a synagogue, but when the people come and they see the stained glass windows, each window is telling another story. They're not just seeing a synagogue, but they're actually now having an educational Jewish experience.
This is the last lot of windows that we did, and these windows represent a single theme, creation, and the Sabbath in the middle. So this is day 1, let there be light. This is day 2, where the waters of the heavens and the waters of the earth were separated. This is day 3, where the land appears, and the rivers and the lakes and the streams, the trees and the shrubs and the plants appear. To day 4, so this is the day and the night. And the 5th day, the birds in the sky and the fish in the seas. This is the 6th day, and this is the creation of Adam and Eve. And here is Adam, and here is Eve. Judaism is the most incredibly stimulating, unbelievable religion. I mean, they knew anatomy 2,500 years ago, which is only known in Europe 500 years ago. It was just amazing, you know, and what they know about food, for example, and nutrition and healing and health, and the Jewish way of mourning is an incredible way.
The Jewish way of dealing with grief and with death allows for the wound to heal in a healthy way. The scar will always be there, and the person will be able to carry on to live a positive and productive life.
I've found a community that I didn't believe existed. And I think that both Barbara and I were poorer. I can't even tell you how much poorer we were for not being involved in the Jewish community, because it's been an incredible eye-opener and an amazing experience for me, you know, to actually belong.
Blessed are you, Hashem, our God, King of the universe, who has kept us alive, sustained us, and brought us to this special time. Amen. Thank you.
Well, that's all we have for you this week. Thank you so much for being with us. And if you'd like to catch up on any shows you might have missed, you can find them on our website at www.spiritsister.co.za. And of course, you can find us on Facebook too at Spirit Sister Productions. As always, from me, Nikki, and the entire team, shalom and have a safe and peaceful week.